I'm Carlos Penalver. I'm a Spanish artist based in London. I work with CW Plus in a variety of mental health projects during the last year, and right now I'm in Sachi Gallery painting a live mural that talks about 2-3 years timeline of Aaron's journey during mental health issues he went through, and trying to explain that and trying to make all those stories available for everyone who might get interested. Never been involved in mental health projects before this one. It was incidentally, I get in touch with Carmel from CW Plus, and she will commission me a mural for the therapist department in the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. It will be from this commission that we will do a small experimental exercise later on, where we will have a live conversation remotely with one of the patients. His name was Aaron. He was 21, I think 22 at that time, but he told us about his experiences on mental health services when he was 17, and we did some. Yeah, this was my first contact with mental health and arts together. Basically, it's the same timeline that we did via Zoom with Aaron on these conversations, but more like a non-linear timeline. So it's like a serpentine walkthrough of Aaron during 2-3 years of his life, from when he was 17, 18, 19, that he struggled the most, trying to find these right people, these safe spaces, and all the things that happen. The drawing follows him during this journey, and all the things that happens around him were the things he was missing, let's say. All those experiences that he was not having or he was missing. So during this first conversation with Aaron, I would produce some small drawings based on the conversation, based on the things he was telling us. Basically, I tried to draw his feelings. I tried to explore ways how to draw his feelings, how to interpret what he was saying, how when he was telling us he was feeling small or vulnerable or detached or lonely, or try to draw all those things that I knew was impossible, but that was the most interesting for me, because you got nothing to lose when you are doing something that nobody has done before, or that is impossible to do. It's relaxing for me. You are like, nothing can go wrong. So I use the single lines as a kind of continuity, to show continuity, trying to go through different moods of someone. I thought single line will merge them all together, and everything will make sense as a one thing. We thought it would be interesting to add an element of color to represent the transition between the dark years of Aaron, maybe more like a black and white, maybe were more sad, melancholic drawings, getting into more like a hopeful or colorful, something nice looking that will represent somehow the end of this journey, the fact that he really met the right people and make him feel good again, and something that he repeated a lot is that he was feeling safe. He was in a safe space and feeling safe close to the right persons. The person that really understood him. That's the word that he was using. So far, people has been reacting to the drawing in many different ways. We are in a particular context because we are inside a gallery, so I would say the flow of people is always stable. People are very respectful with the artist, so it's nice to do this kind of experimental and this kind of performance in this environment, because I'm constantly stopping anyway my work to look at the big picture, to think what to do next, and it's always there is a continuous interact with visitors. Sometimes those visitors really give me like a lot of ideas. They can be really inspiring. They can be fun. They can be funny. I've met many different people. Some people have identified themselves within the drawing. This was exciting. Some of them have told me things I haven't thought about, like details. I don't know, like for example, when some parts of the drawing that were happening within a circle, they told me that this is exactly how you feel when you are on depression, or you see things like happening in a blank space, or you feel like surrounded like in a circle. Some people told me that the style is like a language that it takes you some seconds to understand, but once you get used to the style, then you start to read through. You start to see all the things that are happening. So, and I found this very interesting, because it's like when you hear someone talking for the first time, you have to get used to his accent. Or I found this really interesting, and many stories. I have talked to a lot of people, and for me, I feel very comfortable with this. I feel like it's part of the creative process, and it helps me a lot. Also, the fact that I'm working based on a real story gives me a lot of confidence on what I'm doing, and I don't feel any pressure, and I'm enjoying it a lot.